Today's racing is brought to you by Moonee Valley, where legends are made.
The Newmarket, the greatest test for sprinters, the championship race to decide the fastest horse in Australia. Placid Arc out rides right up with them. They're wide apart. They hit it. Placid Arc maybe, I reckon, on the outside. And what a horse. He's completed the treble. Last year, it was the unforgettable Placid Arc. Today at Flemington, another record-breaking 3-year-old, Snippets, is out to match the Arc. He's fought him off, Snippets. He's got it once. Then in Wonderland, Cook now hands and heels, and Snippets wins 2 lengths. But Snippets will have to turn the tables on the aptly named mare from the Colin Hayes stable, Special. Never Ready Special's taken the lead and burst away from Snippets, Rancho Ruler and Campaign King, and Special has won. Snippets second, they've broken the record. Join us on 10 Sports Action today when Snippets and Special take on Redelva, Rancho Ruler and the best from New Zealand in the fabulous Newmarket.
And a very good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Newmarket Handicap Day here at Flemington, an 8-event program with the first event starting at 12:20 this afternoon and the final race of the day at 10 minutes past 5. Conditions have improved considerably since yesterday, and I thought before we commence all proceedings today, it is very important for the punters anyway to hear from the racecourse manager and the man who knows all about the track out here at Flemington, racecourse manager Ron King. Good afternoon to you, Ron.
Hello, Phil. How are you?
All right. Well, you've had a busy 48 hours, I would imagine?
Yes, we've had a fairly trying time. As you know, we've had a couple of months without any rain at all. And then, lo and behold, on Thursday, the heavens opened up and we finished up with 21 millimetres, or 83 points in the hole.
What happens with something like that? I suppose you've got the track already watered up pretty
well. Obviously, when the weather's as hot as it has been over the last couple of months, we've had to continually water. But we do taper off. Coming into a meeting, we taper off.
And there's your forecast, Ron, for today. Cool with occasional showers. Now, you've got the track officially listed as dead?
It's dead at the moment, Phil, but it won't surprise me after the running of, say, the first or the second race that we upgraded to good.
How much would an occasional shower now affect it?
I wouldn't worry us unduly now. No.
Well, that all goes well for Monday, doesn't it?
Well, it does. It looks as though it's going to be in great order, assuming the weather stays with us. And even today, it's going to be, I'm sure it'll be great for the horses because they certainly stretch out on a track that's got the sting out of the ground. The only problem we do have today, of course, is the headwind, so the times aren't going to be all that sensational.
And you can't get records every...
No, I don't think we're worried. As long as the racing's keen, I think we'll be delighted.
Ron, Monday is lining up to the race of 2 centuries. That's the promotion anyway.
Yes.
But it is a great day out here for racing on Monday, one of the best we've had for years, I would imagine. What about bookings for the rooms upstairs?
Well, the Crown Club is fully booked, Phil, so that's a great indication that we're going to have a good crowd. But there are still plenty of facilities here for anyone coming to the day, and I'm sure they'll come out and enjoy it because the racing will be keen and the facilities are first class.
Well, that fixes up that promotion for the crowd.
Well, thanks, Phil.
All right, thank you, Ron.
Okay.
Ron King, the racecourse manager, talking with us there, and of course he's well known to Bruce McAvaney, who's up in the broadcast box. A bit apprehensive yesterday, Bruce, but by gee, it's turning out well, isn't it?
Superb, Phil. In fact, coming in here today in the 10 helicopter, I thought how wonderful Flemington looked and what a great job Ron has done along with Ross Bradfield and the other people. It's a dead track, as Ron said, but it could be good as we go along today. And what a day it is, Newmarket Handicap, the greatest sprint in Australia. Let's have a look at the scratchings, and they're light on, and we can tell you that there are no scratchings in the Newmarket. In the first today, take out number 9, Greek Note. Race 2 is all clear. The third, number 3, Lord Melbourne, and 11, Sobriety, scratched. In the fourth today, take out Dynamic Dancer, number 8. Race 5, all clear for the Super Mild Newmarket. Race 6, number 9, Remoissonne is the scratching. In the seventh today, Laudamus of South Australia, number 16, and the lucky last is all clear. The first, the Pines Hurdle Race, coming up at 12:20. Long Range 390, Colonial King 305, Sir Pike 495, Chief Lone Smoke 630, My Day 140, Surveillance 665, Barry's Gold 405, another Tasmanian Demon Diver at 675, Nevada Prince the New Zealander, as we go over the page with Greek notes scratched, is $23. Prophet King 28, Bryson 29, Orchestra Man 24, and Ashbury at $90. First race coming up at 12:20. As Phil said, it's a wonderful day. Phil, we're really looking forward to this Newmarket Handicap. It should be outstanding.
I'm sure it will. Bruce, are you all right today? Do you feel well?
I'm feeling excellently. Phil, why is that?
Well, you don't look too good, that's all.
Thanks very much, Phil. I thought you looked. I thought the makeup lady had done a wonderful job on you.
Well, we hope we have a wonderful day of racing, not only here in Melbourne, but Sydney and also Adelaide. And now it's time to introduce our panel for this afternoon. Keith Hillier on the immediate right here. Good afternoon to you, Keith.
Oh, hi, Phil, and not only an afternoon of racing, but it's a weekend. What a day we're in for on Monday as well.
I'm absolutely excited about Monday, being, watching racing for, 25 years being involved in it on television.
You're a late starter then, Phil.
I was a late starter, but I think, I'm more excited about Monday than some of the Melbourne Cup.
Can I ask you now what camp you're in, the Vo Rogue or the Bone Crusher? What stable are you supporting on Monday?
Vo Rogue.
Vo Rogue. Well, I've got a little something for you, Phil. I hope you'll wear it with pride.
Well, I was going to put one of these on each lapel, as a matter of fact.
Well, that's Go Rogue Go, and I think there's another one called Go Crush or something like that.
Go Red, I think it is, Go, or something like that. I saw it the other day at work, and I meant to pick them up and bring them out.
Right.
Anyway, Vivian's got the right spot for one of these. Good afternoon to you, Vivian.
Whereabouts would you like to put it, Phil?
On the lapel, on the shoulder.
We'll see what happens with the weather on Monday. But before we get to Monday, we have got a great day's racing here at Flemington. Some very difficult races to try and select a winner, and I'm sure the weather's looking fine and we're going to have a great day here.
All right, and Des Payne, who'll be up in the broadcast box giving a preview and rundown on every race with Bruce McAvaney.
Well, that's right, Phil. I hope that I can do justice to the job, and today I'm going to try and pick you a winner if you'd like me to.
All right, well, let's have your selections for the day.
Right, the quaddie is Brisk, Special, Wings on Her Heels and Temple Walk. They're all Flemington horses with the best bet, Colonial Chief in the last.
All right, over to Ted Ryan. Ted?
Yes, thank you, Phil. Well, my quadrilla is number 1, Superior Way, 3 Snippets, 1 ran Cheetah and 2 Lucky Witch. Best bet of the day, race 6, number 1 ran Cheetah, good type of filly, and the TAB double, 3 Snippets and 2 Lucky Witch. Racing editor of the Australian, Graham Kelly. Good afternoon to you, Graham.
Good afternoon, Phil. Well, my best bet comes up early, one we haven't seen racing in Melbourne, race 2, number 5 Bay Tree. Racing in blinkers for the first time today, trained by Bart Cummings. She'll run very well. For the TAB double, it's 4 Snippets and 14 Temple Walk from the Colin Haste stable, and for the quadrilla, 1, 4, 2 and 5.
Well, there you are, Vivian Smith now to give her selections, and she has the Go Rogue Go in the right place.
Thank you very much, Philip. My best bet is in race 6, number 2, Open to Offers. My daily double is race 5, number 2, Redelva. Race 7, number 2, Lucky Witch. And for the quadrilla, it's 1, 2, 2 and 2.
And now to Keith Hillier.
Yes, my best bet is a late one, race 7, number 2, Lucky Witch. My quadrilla, double 3, double 2, Shannatroon, Snippets, Open to Offers and Lucky Witch. And my daily double, 3 Snippets into 2, Lucky Witch.
Well, in a few moments, we'll welcome Danny Malecki as the studio host to our telecast. Horses are in the mounting yard now for the first event on the program, the Pines Hurdle Race.
Sunday on 10 Sports Crazy.
One slight miscalculation and she's dead.
Take a giant leap into uncharted airspace with a group of base jumpers.
It's one of those things you do in your life that you'll never forget.
Travel to Portertown for the Camel Cup.
Quite a lot of broken bones. Spent about 22 weeks off work one time.
And join those magnificent men in their flying machines in a tiger moth race.
So we don't really mind whether we win or not. The great fun is just being up in the air with gaggles of other tiger moths.
Sports Crazy, Sunday, 6:30 on Channel 10.
If you love a Bobby Chook, come on in and take a look. Chicken and chips in a basket to keep. It's Ready Red Roosters, chicken in a basket. Australia now, take a look. They hold much more than the world's best chook. Chicken and chips in a basket to keep. It's Ready Red Roosters, chicken in a basket.
My grey hair makes me feel like her grandmother. So you know what I'm gonna do?
What? I'm gonna wash that grey right out of my hair. I'm gonna wash that grey right out of my hair with Clairol Loving Care.
Loving Care from Clairol washes away your grey and washes in your own natural colour. And because it has no peroxide or ammonia, it's really gentle.
So I wash that grey right out of my hair. Yes, I wash that grey right out of my hair.
With Clairol Loving Care.
You get a run for your money when they jump from the starter's gate. You get a run for your money when they thunder down the straight. The odds are so much better. Try your luck and see. You get a run for your money on the TAB. You get a run for your money. Run for your money. You get a run for your money on the TAB.
These could help lift your game, but how would you find me?
I could film your special day, but how would you find me?
Surprise yourself, find it fast every time. Just say hello, Yellow Pages every time.
Channel 10 salutes the winners.
The winner is Neighbours.
Susie's Story.
Kylie Minogue. Vietnam. Jason Donovan. And the winner is
Channel 10.
Well, Danny Malecki, as I mentioned, is back in the studio to host the telecast with the Sydney races and also the Adelaide races today. Welcome, Danny, and we hope, and I'm sure we'll have particularly good racing in Sydney.
Thank you very much, Phil. It's a terrific day, not only in Melbourne, but Sydney today as well. The first event is the Baguette Welter. Number 17 and 18 are scratched. Lord Highbrow at big odds, as is number 2 Jabba Hunt. They're both stayers, resuming. Dancing Report better than $10. Number 4 Our Jug, $8.70. 5 I Wish, $1.60 and 70. Flight Bijou, $4.40. Sterling, $10. Number 8 for Papa at $9. Tomarong, $12.15. That's number 9. We go over to number 10, Best Report at $5.35. All Chant and Bow Kingdom at $12. Mildew, $35. Short Memory at $7.90. That's the first event at Rosehill. Numbers 17 and 18 are both scratchings as we go back to Phil Gibbs in the mounting yard.
Yes, and here we go with the first event on the program. Time to start at 12:20. They're moving out onto the track quickly because of it being a hurdle race. So number 1, Long Range, to be ridden by Harry Green.
Long Range going for 4 wins in a row. Obviously one that's got an excellent chance in the race. Loves Flemington and is a very good jumper.
Graham, Colonial King, number 2, W. Harnett, Nick's brother.
My selection in the race, Phil, only had one run back from a spell. That was over 1,400 metres at Cranbourne, so he's stepping up a lot in distance today, but looks very well going to the barrier and looks particularly fresh, so I'm expecting a big run from him.
3, Sir Pike, P. Delaney.
Had 2 runs on the flat this time in over much shorter distances, and I don't think Sir Pike will be quite ready to be in the finish today.
4 is Chief Lone Smoke, D. Cannon.
Phil, he won a hurdle back here on January 30. His 2 recent efforts have been bit disappointing, but he also looks well going out and certainly has ability.
Then we go to number 5, My Day, W. Londrigan.
Short price favourite on the tote, My Day, and is going for 3 wins on end. Has been very successfully mixing his form on the flat with a win last start, and prior to that won a hurdle race at Moonee Valley, and he's obviously going to be the one to beat.
6, Valence, N. Harnett.
Well-bred Phil and also a Flemington winner. He's been prepared for this with 2 recent runs on the flat, and I suppose he'll run well, but he'll improve on whatever he does today.
Barry's Gold is number 7, P. Goss.
Recent form on the flat has been reasonable, but I think he's probably going to be found a little bit wanting in the run home with some of these better horses in the race today.
8, Demon Diver, B. Larkins.
He comes from Sprayton in Tasmania. Phil won a Mowbray hurdle at his last start, over 3,000 metres. He'll run well on that form because the Tasmanian form does seem to hold up pretty well in these sort of races.
I saw that race.
Oh, did you?
I was there.
You know more about it than I would.
I backed it. And it'll have a chance too, I tell you. Take out number 9, Greek Note. Now, it's a bit difficult to pick up the others as they move down, but while we're just running through them there and giving you details on them, we're looking at number 10 on the screen, Nevada Prince. We'll just keep going through them with 11, 12, 13 and 14, but give us a rundown on the others, the best of the rest of them, Jeff.
Well, Nevada Prince is an interesting runner, Phil. He's had a 1 run in the flat over here, but before that he had good form in New Zealand over the jump, so he's an interesting runner to watch. The others, Prophet King and Co., I really think they're going to be found a little bit wanting in the run home today.
All right, here are the details coming up now on Orchestra Man. And then finally, number 14, Ashbury, P. Worthington. Now, here we have Keith Hillier with the latest on the betting for the first race, the Pines Hurdle Race. Keith?
Yes, Phil, quite a big plonk here on number 5, My Day. This fellow won at Caulfield last start on the flat and is expected to go very well. It's 9 to 4 into 2s. Long range has eased a trifle, 5s out to 6s. Colonial King is has been a massive drifter, doubling his opening quote of 5 to 1. Money for Surveillance, Barry's Gold and Demon River.
Graham Samperi is our well-known bookmaker here in Melbourne, one of our biggest bookmakers, as a matter of fact, and helps us every telecast we do with his selections for the Melbourne races. So now we'll take you over to Graham Kelly, talking with Graham Samperi. Well, the microphone's not quite over there at the moment, so as soon as that arrives, we will hear from Graham, because I'm sure many of our audience follow Graham's selections here, as we will from the interstate bookmakers a little later on, both for Sydney and for Adelaide. Our first race in Sydney is 12:40, the first Adelaide race is 12:50. The race here, the first in Melbourne, 12:20, as now we take you to Graham Kelly. Right now, Graham.
Okay, Graham back here for another big day's racing at Flemington. How does it look to you?
It looks fairly difficult. I think if I really had to pick a certainty, I probably wouldn't, but there's a lot of value here in each way odds. Fairly wide betting all day, and I think each way you probably win today, punters.
Right, we'll get down to business. Race 2, the Blood Horse Breeders' Plate.
Well, in race 2, Memphis Blues was very impressive at Moonee Valley and will be better suited by the 1400 metres to win. Number 2, I think she'll beat number 4, Grey Phil, who is a very racy filly, will possibly lead for sure from 14 and take some running down, and number 5, Bay Tree, which is a bit of a tip this morning for 3rd.
Race 3 is the Dalgety Bloodstock Stakes.
Yes, I was taken with Rockettes at Caulfield. Any improvement at all, I think that number 5, Ricketts, will win. To beat number 1, Kingston Heritage, who will be suited by the straight and the 1,000 metres, and number 10, a bit of a tip this morning, Broadway Bound.
She could be each way odds at 10 to 1?
Yes, I think possibly 10 or 12 to 1, yes. Yeah. Very well bred.
Sunday.
How do you like my dress?
Dolly Parton brings you her own special brand of variety. Packed with celebrities.
Maybe it'll be the man of your dreams. Evening, beautiful. Maybe not.
Here's to you, and here's to the rest of you.
A whole hour of music and fun with The Dolly Show, Sunday at 7:30.
Get around, coming round, round, I get around, I get around. I get around.
Taste and shape in cheese. Rounds by Bigger.
I get around. Get your hands off my shaver. Get your hands off my shaver.
He's got it, I want it.
Get your hands off my shaver.
He's got it, I want it.
Get your hands off my shaver. It's in my favour, my
Shaver, a more colourful pivoting system from Wilkinson Sword.
For men only.
After 3 decades at the forefront of popular music, Cliff Richard reaches the pinnacle of his recording career with his biggest-selling album ever, Always Guaranteed. Cliff Richard, Always Guaranteed, on EMI record cassette and compact disc.
Moonee Valley, where legends are made. In 1986, it was Bone Crusher in the Cox Plate. In 1987, a legend began in the Alistair Clark Stakes. At Moonee Valley, champions race into immortality. Be part of the making of another legend at the final autumn affair when they run for the roses. The $500,000 Alistair Clark Stakes next Saturday.
Moonee Valley, the valley of excitement.
Book early.
And as you can see, almost set for the first, the Pines hurdle race. Colonial King to come up. Rider's lost the cloth on his cap. Light on for the first. And away they go. 3 greys in the race. Surveillance missed the start about a length and a half, and Bryson threw his head up in the air after the start as they approached the first of 11. And My Day showing out to lead, and they've all got over the first safely. Barry's Gold on the fence. My Day about 3 off the rail. Orchestra Man, and then Demon Diver up there, the Tasmanian. Colonial King going forward, a length further back on the field. Prophet King, one to long range. Then Sir Pike as they come to the third. Further back, Orchestra Man, Ashbury. One to Chief Lone Smoke, Surveillance. 3 in a line over that one. It made a pretty sight. Bryson jumping very slowly second last, and last of all is the New Zealander Nevada Prince. Well, the most interesting race here out of the straight, because My Day is not going to get to the front without a fight at least, and Barry's Gold leads about a half to My Day. 2 to Demon Diver taking a set, and a length and a half Colonial King, 1 to Long Range, who won this race last year. Then Prophet King about a half Sir Pike, the pace very steady. Ashbury about 3 lengths away. Further back in the field, Orchestra Man as they go over that together, the 2 leaders. Surveillance around Chief Lone Smoke, and 4 lengths Nevada Prince, and on its outside Bryson. 1800 out. My Day's had to work very hard. He's finally crossing over in front of Barry's Gold as they go to this fence. He got into it a bit, but he always jumps like that. They're a length in front of Colonial King, travelling nicely. 1 to Demon Diver, 2 to Long Range Sir Pike. Prophet King next, a length and a half Surveillance. Ashbury 1 away, then came Chief Lone Smoke over the next. 5 lengths away, Orchestra Man. About 2 to Nevada Prince, and Bryson is jumping very poorly. 1400 out. He's trying to give My Day a breather. It led a length to Barry's Gold, and a length and a half Colonial King as they skip over that one. A length and a half further back on the field, Demon Diver. On its outside, Sir Pike, 1 to Long Range the fence, a half Prophet King now. Chief Lone Smoke taken to the outside again. My Day wrapped that fence. A length further back, Surveillance, 1 to Ashbury, and about 20 lengths, Orchestra Man, Nevada Prince, and Bryson 100 metres away last. 1,000 out. Barry's Gold has another crack at My Day. Colonial King, who's had the run of the races, parked on them. 4 lengths away, Demon Diver, a half to Chief Lone Smoke, then Surveillance, hard ridden. Long Range has got a wall of horses in front of it, and Ashbury hooking out, and about 3 lengths away, Prophet King. My Day with his pace on the flat at the 600, led about a half length Barry's Gold, 2 to Colonial King. 6 or 7 lengths Demon Diver, still running on Surveillance, but giving them a good start at Chief Lone Smoke. Into the straight, 2 to jump. My Day led 3/4 Barry's Gold, and a length and a half Colonial King, and 5 to Surveillance. My Day about 3/4 of a length in front as they come to the second last. Barry's Gold moving up to his girth as they get over it together. They've kicked away from Colonial King and Surveillance. My Day about a half length in front, coming up to the last. He's drawn 3/4 in front now. He goes to it and crashes through it, but he's got a good lead from Barry's Gold. A gap to Colonial King. Surveillance will get there, but My Day, he's a good horse on the flat, and he's a pretty good horse over the fences too. He's 3 in front of Barry's Gold and keeps his unbeaten record as a hurdler intact. Second, Barry's Gold, 8 lengths Surveillance. Colonial King, then Demon Diver. Behind those horses, Prophet King, Chief Lone Smoke, Long Range Sir Pike, Ashbury, Orchestra Man, and Nevada Prince.
Well, that was a very good front-running ride by Billy Londrigan. The horse usually likes to get away a fair way in front, but wisely with the pace, as you mentioned, Bruce, the pace was on really, and they were going along at quite a good bat for hurdlers, and it took a while for My Day to get to the lead over about the 1,800 metres. He wrapped a couple over there. They're funny hurdles. They seem to be placed on an angle, and he skipped through those, but he made some ground at the next couple. In the straight at the last one, he didn't really rise at it at all. He misjudged it really, but that's only due to inexperience. But he did have an experienced rider in Billy Londrigan on board, and they went along a pretty good bat, and the time of 3:3.7 is not too bad at all really. So really speaking, a very good run, and I thought Surveillance ran a good race. He blew the start a bit there, and he tried hard, but the other horse has got superior flat ability.
Des Spain, of course, Des will be with me throughout the day in the broadcasting box. Here's My Day coming to the last. As Des said, he just misjudged it. He mistimed it. He wrapped through it. But I noticed at Moonee Valley, he doesn't waste any energy getting over the fences, or over the hurdles, I should say. He just skims them, and he was holding Barry's Gold safely with Surveillance. Bryson, by the way, was pulled up. He's okay, the horse, but he was about 200 metres away. 3:3.7, officially 4th 2 and 5th 8. It's 5, 7 and 6, and the interim dividends, My Day 140 and 85, Barry's Gold 110. and Surveillance $2. And there's Lee Friedman, of course, the trainer of My Day. Lee's had a number of very good horses over the years, some very good fillies that have done excellently well for him, and he's done a first-class job with My Day, because when he first came here, Des, I thought his days were probably numbered as a flat horse, and he's won 5 out of his last 7
well,
now.
He's been so consistent that it's unreal, and those colours were made famous by Dadaism and Sauna that went to America, and they were the sprinters who were trying to put your tongue to. But
Shackle was a good one.
Yes, but this horse is really good, and he was really well weighted today at 62.5. Although his hurdling ability was, well, unknown really, because he'd only had the one run at Moonee Valley. The other horses above him in the weights, you know, had the performances over the hurdles on the board, but they just lack that brilliance that he has.
Lee Friedman's with Keith Hillier. Let's join them after the first race on the program.
OK, Lee Friedman with Pressman near the winner's stall here. Lee, if I can interrupt the boys for a second. My Day, the only jumper in your stable, I believe.
Well, the only one that's actually jumping at the moment, yeah.
Well, he's jumping pretty well. That's 3 on the trot for him, and although 1 was on the flat.
Yes, he's a versatile horse, and I think in the jumps races he excels because he's got so much pace on the flat. And it's a big advantage, because if a horse comes to him, you know he's got that little bit up his sleeve, and he's got a bit of a sprint which most hurdlers haven't got.
Right, limited experience, of course, so is he a Nationals hope?
Oh, look, I think you'd have to say he's a Nationals hope. You know, he's too good a flat horse, and he's learning more about this jumping caper all the time.
He's got staying qualities too, hasn't he?
He is, yeah, he's a good solid stayer.
OK, you better go and welcome back the winning team.
Thanks.
Thanks, Lee. Lee Friedman.
Keith Hillier speaking with Lee Friedman. It's 5, 7 and 6 after the first event on the program. My Day by So Called from Glen Sin, raced by G. Miller, W. Mitchell, D. Wallace, M. Hutchinson, R. Spargo, and D. Kilmartin, and trained at Flemington by Lee Friedman. Lee's a popular trainer, very good trainer, as we said, Des, and favourite punters off to a winning note. But I think the most significant thing from the first, unless you back the winner, is that the time is only 1 4/10 outside the record, which suggests this track is pretty good.
I was going to say as they turn for home, but naturally you're calling the race, but if we were able to see another replay, there's the horses turning for home. You could see no kick up of the dirt at all, and the track in another hour would be just about fast, or, well, good at least. I'd say they'd update it even after this race. They could, only a 2.5 outside the record.
Yes, it's amazing, this Flemington track. I know you walked it yesterday and had a good look at it, and we had a lot of rain in Melbourne over a 24-hour period, and it's run away very well, hasn't it?
Well, we had 83 points at Flemington here, and it's just gone. It's just gone away. It was needed.
So the opening totes on the second, and our suggestion is, if you're at home and having a bet, don't worry about slow track horses today. Back those horses on top of the ground, because that's what they're doing. Sober Dancer is $2.90. Memphis Blues $1.15. She's come up the favourite. That's odds of around about 11 to 8 if you're with the books. Larzest $18. Grey Phil $3.75. Bay Tree $3.50. Chase the Roses $14.80. Trapine Queen $18.10. Rodjack $3.65. Glitter and Glow $17.75. Over the page, Penang Doll, trained by Ray Lawson, is at $29. Marquee Miss $79. Kingdom Poacher $42. New Step $37. Outlook $71. And Superb Discovery at $83.60. Correct weight on the first. Weight is right, 5, 7 and 6. The first race coming up in Sydney in around about 10 minutes' time. The margins here, 3 lengths by 9 lengths. And let's go back to the studio and join Danny Malicki.
Thanks very much, Bruce. The first event in Adelaide is the Ori Star Handicap. They race in Cheltenham this afternoon. Number 4, True Champion, is scratched, and Colin Hayes is a very well-bred 2-year-old by Danza Torre. It's named Siberian Express. I'm sure it'll be quite short once the openers do come up. The first race, there's only one scratching there, and that is number 4, True Champion, while in Sydney the first race, scratch numbers 17 and 18. We'll take a break and come back shortly. We'll have the openers for the first event in Adelaide.